Hey everyone, and welcome back to Esther NJ. I do hope you're well, and I'm really hoping that 2023 is treating you very well so far. In today's video, I want to talk about changing what you observe in your journey. The journey is so important, and at times we want to get to the destination, but we haven't taken the time to understand what the current season is teaching us. And in some of my previous videos, I speak a lot about seasons and how they are changing. And when you are in a certain season that doesn't feel like anything is happening, that is where you need to lean in to what that season is teaching you. My recent video on how to deal with challenging circumstances and situations requires you to lean into those problems rather than trying to suppress them. When you are confident and you are honest in yourself and you take a deep dive into what is causing you to remain stagnant, that's where you're able to confidently confront those situations and deal with them head on. When it comes to observing your journey, it's how you see it from a perspective of a positive place or a negative place. We are in the cost of a living crisis, and so much is going on, not just to do with finances, mental well-being, job loss, redundancy, in a season of temporal anguish. And I use that word temporal anguish because this season that we are in is not going to last forever. There are ways that you can adapt in creating solutions in seasons of cost of living crisis. And one of them is to change the way you see life and look at what you already have. I'll split it into two categories. For the business owners, look at what is currently working in your business and work on that and find ways to add more value, whether it be to your clientele, whether it be to your existing product or service. Go through your journey when you started running your business. What did you learn about it? What key lessons will you take away to implement in your new season of innovation? And how can you use the journey that you're currently on to push you into greatness in your business? That may mean taking the time to speak to your existing clients or your previous clients and asking them what they liked about your service and areas to improve for further development. And you use that feedback to enhance your journey, the process of what you need to learn when you get to that next level. Because once you've reached a milestone, you will want to reach many more milestones. You don't just stop in one place and remain comfortable. That's why it's called a journey. And when it comes to business, it is also a relationship with the people that have worked with you. Your reputation is very important when it comes to people doing business with you. And the journey that you take them on is very important. So I run a book publishing company called Authentic Worth, and we help first-time and existing authors share and publish their stories and their books. And we have a process that we like to take, firstly by understanding the client's needs, their purpose behind their story, and the vision. And then we take them on a journey of accountability. And from there, we diversify into other services tailored to them. For more information about the business, visit the website on www.authenticworth.com. From a personal perspective, you need to embrace the beauty of the journey. And that means staying where you are. Staying where you are does not equate to stagnation. I remember a few years ago, I would always assume that I was in the same place doing the same thing every single day, not realizing that every day brings its own challenges and its own joyful moments. And assuming that I wasn't going far or nothing was happening, I chose to embrace what was already in front of me. And recently, it's come to my attention that when life is busy, get on top of it. But when life is calm and nothing seems to be exciting out there, or it seems to be the same, lean into that. Don't feel the need to create a scene or to create noise because it's silent. There's beauty in silent seasons because you're able to reflect on yourself. And there are ways that you can use those silent seasons to learn about yourself, what areas you need to improve in your life and in your walk to progression and development. And that's why how you observe, whether it be your business season or your personal season, is so important, not only to yourself, but to the environment that you surround yourself with as well. Seasons change, and I do believe that we are in a season of pivotal change. And this is where greatness can be birthed, even if it seems impossible, even if it looks impossible because you don't have the right resources or you don't have the right community right now. But it doesn't mean that it won't change tomorrow or in the next upcoming months or in the next years. Perspective matters, and it really plays a big part in your journey. Think about the 4 seasons. There's spring, summer, winter, and autumn. All these seasons don't do the same things. If you are in the lane of building business growth, then continue pursuing that lane. If you're in the lane of developing yourself and working on your personal struggles, embrace that. If you're in a season of trying to look for a new job and change career paths, embrace that. Don't try and do so many things at once, because you want to create effective results and a good outcome. Not when the results come and it doesn't work in your favor, or you have to start again. You know what you're going through in this season, and I want to challenge you that every season doesn't need to look bad. There's still more in you. You can look what's already in your home and work with that. There are many ways you can build momentum and a great relationship with others to continue the journey, and you grow together and you learn together. And one of the great ways you can learn how to observe and embrace your season is when you're around like-minded people. People who are not willing to just think that their way is correct, because we know that all roads cannot lead to us. And when I think about the journey that I'm on, I'm grateful that I'm not doing it on my own. I know that there are moments in my life where I need assistance, and I'm happy to ask wherever possible. But I know that there are times where I need to work on things individually, and that's going to be my responsibility. But the way you see your life right now is all about perspective. If you always assume that you're always receiving the same result because you're doing the same thing, that is what will give itself to you. Now, on your journey, it is tempting to look at your current state and define your life by where you are. But there comes a time where you say to yourself, I know who I am, and I know how far I've come. If you were to look back over your life 5, 10 years now, and you knew all the things that brought you tears, that brought you sorrow, that brought you anguish, would you want all that to come with you on your journey? No, you wouldn't. You would rather use those seasons to prepare you for what is ahead of you. And everyone in life has a path that they will encounter when it comes to the dips and detours of life. And those dips and detours of life enable you to embrace what is yet to come. If I didn't lean into the problems that were happening, and if I don't take the time to understand the season I'm in, because I'm looking at it from a negative perspective, that is what will give itself back to me. So I want to remind you, take the time to analyze how you observe your journey right now. There's something unique about what each day brings, and you need to be okay with adapting to change. Change is uncomfortable. It's exciting, but it's uncomfortable. I need to prepare for this next season of my life. And that includes me renewing my mindset, being around like-minded people who understand the journey I'm on, asking questions, not being intimidated by other people, and ultimately loving who I am. When you love who you are and you don't feel the need to look to the left or to the right, you are going to be so at peace with your journey. You need to embrace the doors that are coming your way and honor the fact that when closed doors come, you don't try and open them again. Rejection is redirection to greater levels of growth. How you see your journey matters. And it's not about what anybody else thinks. It's about what you say about your journey. And that leads me on to my next point, being mindful of what comes out of your mouth. It's so easy to complain. Wow. Whether it be through tears, muttering under your breath, writing down your anger on paper, you name it. We all have different ways of processing things. But when you're angry and you say things you don't mean, be careful, because words are so powerful and life and death lies in the tongue. We need to be mindful of what we say, especially in triggering and testing times. And there will be moments where it feels like no one is supporting you, or no one understands what you're going through. But your perspective must change in that the people that you think aren't supporting you have also got their own challenges that they're dealing with. We are all human and we are all limited resources. So there's only so much we can do. When you put the burden and pressure on someone to perform, think about the outcome of that person. How would they feel? Drained, used, manipulated? And don't use that as a way to analyze who they are because they didn't help you at the time you needed it most. We are all on a journey. We are all trying to work on ourselves. And that's the most important thing to remember. You are on a journey. And that journey won't show you everything. And most times it's to humble us. If we were to know everything in our lives, would we really be able to handle it? Are we appreciating the journey that we are already on? Or are we trying to make it go quickly because of our impatience? And because of impatience, it leads us to make haste decisions, which therefore brings us back to ground level zero. And ground level zero is not a bad place. But because you started so well and your eyes came off track on your journey, that's what brings the pain. Because you know you have to start all over again. So how you see your journey is important. So change that perspective. Help yourself and help others by seeing your life as a process. And I know it's not always easy hearing this. Believe me, I've heard this so many times. But now I'm learning to embrace that. I really am on a journey. And even if there are things that I haven't yet received right now, it doesn't mean that it's not for me. And it doesn't mean that it's not out there. It's just a time for me to develop and refine who I am. Whether that's working on my character, building my integrity, making sure I can handle change, making sure I can deal with conflict in a wise and mature and healthy manner. So take the time to embrace that journey. And you know what journey you're on. You know what you're going through. So change and observe the way you see every day of your life. And you will see yourself grow and blossom into the person that you've been called to be for your community and for your future. Thanks very much for watching the video. I'm really believing that it has inspired you and it will motivate you and provoke you in a good way to observe your journey from a positive perspective. If you have any other topics that you would like me to talk about or would like us to discuss, as always, leave them down in the comment section below. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you in our upcoming video. Take care. Bye.